Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Gaming Droid, and welcome back to the Sky Pirate Droid. As you can see, my crop farm has been rearranged. I now have the ingot versions of all the metal seeds grown up into patches of 6. So we've got 6 ingots, nickel, iron, diamond, emerald, we've got copper, we've got silver, gold, platinum. I've also got the nugget seeds of the ones that you can't make into ingot seeds, so aluminium, lead and tin. The redstone dust. I've got some wheat growing in the back for topiary grass. Enderarium, signalum, invar and ender eyes growing as well. But now, with all this stuff being created and with a lot of stuff made and with the big hole in my ship patched, I think it's time to work on a computer system. Because a computer system really will be useful for me, because I've got so much stuff, it's now sort of like overflowing into multiple maxed out chests, and it's getting to the point where finding things is quite difficult. So, computer systems, AE computer systems to be specific. The first thing you need is you need the 4 plates, and these are super easy to make. I actually made these by accident for the most part. You literally just pour molten liquid metal into the casting table. This is a recipe unique to this mod pack, or at least sort of added into this Skyblock mod pack, because normally you'd get these out of meteorites, but you can't find meteorites. So nickel, lead, I think it's copper, and tin, is it? Tin. So nickel, lead, copper and tin poured into an empty casting table like that gives you your inscription plates. The next thing you need to do is make crystals. So here we have charged Certus, nether quartz and redstone. So if I put charged Certus, nether quartz and redstone into my taskbar and I throw them in one at a time, you see little lightning bolts and I get some fluix crystals. Now these, nether quartz and Certus quartz sand, these need to grow seeds. To make seeds we put the dust in with some sand and we get seeds. The issue with seeds is that seeds take a long time to grow. We're talking like 20-30 minutes to grow on their own. So what we can do is we can actually speed that up a bit. First thing we need to do is to make some quartz fiber. After we've made some quartz fiber, we need to make an energy acceptor, and the energy acceptor allows us to I need to grab some quartz dust for that. The energy acceptor allows us to turn any kind of energy that we've got otherwise into the correct kind of energy for AE, so into AE energy. Then we surround it with some iron. I don't have any iron there, so I can pop over here, grab some iron and pop the iron around. So the energy acceptor will turn energy into AE power. So there we go, we have an energy acceptor. The next thing we need is we need to create a crystal growth enhancer, a crystal growth accelerator. This is what will make our this is what will cause us to get the improved crystal growth speed, and we're talking quite ridiculously improved crystal growth speed. So we need a fluix block which requires 4 fluix crystals. Boom, nice and easy. We then need 2 quartz glass, 4 iron and 2 ME cables. Boom, 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 boom. So we need 2 ME cables, and the way we make ME cables is we turn quartz fiber into ME cable. So we go 1, oh no, it's top and bottom for you, left and right for you, and iron around, and there we have a crystal growth enhancer. So if I, one second, I need a block of something, salt block, compressed salt block, pop it down there. So there we go, boom, and we have an easy way to transfer power across to you, which is just through our tesseract. If I pop the tesseract down here, this is now glowing because it is currently online. And now we will find that our seeds, so nether quartz seeds, and our Certus quartz seeds grow a lot faster. And the other thing we can make as well, throw these into the pond. Can be a little bit difficult to actually get them in the water sometimes. There we go. The other thing we can make is we can make Fluix seeds, and Fluix seeds are made by crushing up Fluix, adding it with sand, and doing exactly the same thing. 1, 2, 3. And that gives us 6 Fluix seeds, so we're basically doubling our Fluix crystals. Now this does make pure Fluix crystals, which can be used for other things as well and have slightly different recipes, but I'm just going to drop them in there with those because, to be honest, like this one doesn't have a growth accelerator next to it, so now the next thing we have to do is wait for these to become crystals. But in the meantime we have some other bits and pieces we can get on with. So what we need is we need an inscribing press, an inscriber, which is sticky pistons, Fluix crystal and iron. That's not difficult to do. We can grab some iron, we can grab some slime from one of our slime trees, and we can put together a inscriber. And what the inscriber does is the inscriber allows you to make circuit boards and things like that. Oh, also while I'm here, Ninja Heart, Jeweled Apple, which is a apple surrounded by diamond, Necrotic Bone, and an empty canister which is made of aluminium, makes us a red heart canister, which I can pop in here and it gives me an extra heart of health. Sorry, that was just a little random aside I had set up. So now we need a Fluix crystal, and the easiest way to get a Fluix crystal is a charged crystal, nether quartz, and redstone. Now you can see I've got a limited number of charged crystals. I got the charged crystals just through sifting the right materials, but you can make a charger as well, which will give you charged crystals. So there's the inscriber. So what the inscriber does is the inscriber allows you to take plates and other materials and to turn them into objects. So what we can do is we can take our engineering plate, and we can use the engineering plate, or sorry, the inscriber plate, to make printed silicon. We can use the engineering plate to make more engineering plates, apparently. We can use the calculation plate to make printed calculation circuits, and we can use our, where's the other one? There's another one somewhere. But basically all the plates make things, and those things allow you then to go on and make processors. So a printed logic circuit, a printed silicon circuit in redstone in the inscriber makes a logic processor, and the logic processor is then used to make storage, IE ports, quantum rings, annihilation and formation cores. These are all things, these are the base crafting materials that are used in AE. So we've got our inscriber. We now also need a charger to make some charged quartz, because it's the easiest way to do a lot of the things. So again, same recipe as before, because we need a little bit more Fluix, and we can just tick along producing Fluix crystals. Grab some iron and then make a charger. Now what the charger does is the charger just takes energy and turns it into charged, or takes energy and quartz and turns them into charged quartz. So there we go. This isn't getting any power at the moment, maybe because it hasn't requested power. So let's grab just some quartz and turn it into charged quartz for now. I have quite a lot of Certus quartz, so let's pop you in there, and you have to pop them in one at a time. It will take a while and then it will charge it up and turn it into the next thing. That's still online. Let's see how our crystals are doing. We are up to 38%, so you can see that this is slow despite the fact that we've actually paid for the crystal growth enhancer. So the next thing we need is a controller. So if I look up controller, we need a... Is it called a controller? An ME controller. There we go. So we need 4 pure flux crystals. We can't use normal flux crystals, we have to use pure flux crystals, and 4 skystone. And to get skystone, we can cook up rough skystone. I think there's another recipe for skystone though, because I do remember getting some skystone. How did I get skystone? It's in applied engineering. Oh yes, we can get some flux dust as a reward for that, and we can grab some pure Certus quartz crystals as a pure Certus quartz crystal as a reward for doing the next one, which is the crystal growth enhancer and charger. So the next is a crystal growth chamber, which allows you to grow and purify crystals without the need for puddles. Ooh. So what does a growth chamber require? So that requires 6 growth enhancers, so it requires 6 of these blocks, which is going to take a little while to get to. In the meantime, let's have a look. Skystone block. Before you can get started, apply get skystone barrel filled with lava and right click it with skystone. That's how. That's why it's not in there. So skystone dust. Here's my lava barrel just feeding off my lava gen. And I can just harvest some skystone from here. Nice and easy. I made this originally to harvest enderstone, which is glowstone dropped into here, but you can just harvest skystone from here just as easily. It's one of the tweaks I wish they'd make into NEI, is that I wish they'd actually make it so that you could see those recipes in the NEI, because you can't actually see those recipes in the NEI at the moment, which makes it kind of difficult sometimes. So, ME controller, and we also need an engineering, which is a printed engineering circuit, which is an engineering circuit in the Inscriber, and a diamond. So that's not difficult, because we have an engineering circuit and a diamond. It doesn't use up the circuit, so you don't have to worry about that. I just made too many because I was accidentally pouring out when I didn't need to be. There we go, it's requesting power now. And we also need to make quite a few silicon circuits. Now the question is, how do I get hold of silicon in this pack? By smelting down Certus quartz. That's easy enough, because I don't have enough Certus quartz. I lied, I have too much Certus quartz. So 1 silicon, pop it in the Inscriber and turn it into a silicon circuit board pattern. And then diamond and printed circuit board pattern. That should be right. Redstone dust as well, to transmit the electricity, or to transmit the redstone, as they call it. Get the charged Certus crystal out of there. You can see why I need the computer, because I'm hopping around all over the place doing random things. Oh, that's charged Certus quartz. I want regular Certus quartz. Bonk. So there's our calculation circuit, and then we need the 4 pure crystals, which are cooking away in here. We can see that they're almost done. Let's have a look. Where are we? We are 75, 76, 69, 69, 70. So we're getting there slowly. In the meanwhile, we can put the silicon press back in and make a lot of silicon. and also some Certus quartz. Oh yes, you have to pop it in one at a time. You can pipe in now to these things with a little bit of practice. It is a bit finicky to get the piping right, but this is the kind of the delay point of AE, where you're just running things through processes over and over again. Just make sure everything's getting adequate power. So you can see that we're into a 15-minute episode, and even with a crystal growth enhancer we still haven't actually managed to make crystals yet. And this is why AE is one of the sort of more awkward mods. Once we make an AE controller, the AE controller replaces the energy acceptor, basically, and the AE controller can take in power from any source and turn it into power. The other thing it allows us to do is make an ME drive bay, which is a storage device. And the ME drive bay uses 2 engineering processors, 2 clayball and 4 iron, and then we need to make ME drives. Storage. It's under storage. There we go, any storage drives. And you can see that we can make these little storage components, and these are used to make storage cells, these ones. And the storage cells store bytes, which are basically blocks, and types of blocks. And then you can make sort of larger ones and larger ones still. You can make some remarkably large ones. And then you can even make Essentia storage as well. Can we make fluid storage drives? Fluid. It doesn't look like we can make fluid storage drives. Are they under liquid? No, it doesn't look like we can make fluid storage drives, but these will basically replace chests because they will allow us to store things in a computer. As well as the ME controller and the ME drive, we need a terminal. So we can have a basic interface terminal, which is an ME interface, an illuminated panel and an engineering process. So iron formation cores, which are quartz, dust and processors. We can have a basic ME terminal, which is quartz, dust and processors, an illumination panel and a logic processor, the illumination panel just being iron, glowstone and redstone. And these attach to cables, and they allow us to access our computer system, to take items out, put items into the computer system, to adjust how things, what's going on, etc. So you can see that we can, and the crafting terminal does exactly the same thing. So we use an ME terminal, a crafting table and a calculation press, which is a printed calculation circuit and a printed silicon circuit. And that, the crafting terminal, actually allows us to use it as a crafting bench as well as everything else. So we can access all of our items and we can use it as a crafting bench. So what I'll do is I will continue on with this. You've basically seen, like, it's a case of just putting the items together now. The making of items, you've seen it all. Like, it's putting gold, quartz, silicon or diamond into here, and then putting silicon and a circuit in with some redstone. It's dropping seeds into a pool, and other than that it's literally just putting things together. So you have seen these ones haven't actually finished growing. I must have accidentally pulled those out earlier and not noticed. These are just quartz seeds though. So there's 6 pure crystal. So what we can do is we can take our skystone, our crystals and our calculation circuit, and this makes us an ME controller, and the ME controller can replace this, and you can see that these are now powered online again. And if I make an ME terminal, can I make an ME terminal quickly? Terminal. I need glowstone, redstone, iron and quartz glass. Redstone, iron, and quartz. Dang it. Sand. Oh, there's 12 glass in here. That'll do. Quartz glass. Boom. 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 So that makes 3 illumination panels. We also need a logic processor, which is a bar of gold, and a logic circuit pattern in the Inscriber. Logic circuit, bar of gold, and we need 3 of those. This will be a slightly long episode because I just want to show the sort of final bit, which is the terminal. So one of those, oops, one of those, and one of those. And this makes us our logic circuit. And then 1, 1, 1. See, it doesn't matter which way around it goes as long as you've got the redstone in the center. And then we need to make the annihilation cores, which is fluix dust, logic processor, and certus quartz, and also grind. No, we can't grind those up, but I do have fluix dust in here. 2 fluix dust, 2 certus, or 1 certus quartz, and 1 nether quartz. That's fine. So we go certus, dust, logic processor, formation core, nether, dust, logic processor, annihilation core. Then we go annihilation core, formation core, illuminator, and logic processor. And here's our terminal. Now if we whack our terminal on the cable, we can then look. There are no items in here, but if we look at where is it? Normally if you look in something, it will tell you how much energy you are using, but this is our terminal, and this will be where all of our items are stored when we have a drive bay. So what I'll do is I'll get to work making a drive bay and some drives. Again, like you've just seen all the processes that go into this. The only thing that's different is that it will be basically a different collection of things put together in the crafting station, and then we'll come back in the next episode and I'll have a fully functioning computer all ready to be set up and completed for the build, so that I can put all of my storage away more neat and tidily. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye!